2017, Chelsea are probably trying to sign him. But it will be the same thing like we did with Andrew. He might be sold to Chelsea, and then but he will remain here in Palmeiras until he becomes 18. Everybody's excited about him. Some people say that he's even better than Endrick. Our manager says, Abel said he's never seen a player like him. That he's so skilled that we were expecting good things about him. Hopefully he will be the one. I think this is his year. Like this season would be. He's the one who's going to shine for Palmeiras. Hopefully in the Libertadores as well, and then we can probably win it. Who knows?
Thank you. Yeah, it'll be interesting if Luis Guilherme starts then for West Ham. So what's happened with Paqueta? Has he been? It looks like he's going to be banned, or he has been banned. I'm not sure. Does anyone know? Has he been banned?
I think he's been charged only. I think he's been only charged so far. Yeah, not really banned. I'm not sure what's going on. I think the FA is really harsh with this. Not harsh in a bad way. I mean, the punishment is going to be very hard on him. That's what I mean. Because the FA doesn't. Yeah.
What happened was like there was a big suspicion that he was involved in a kind of scheme because there were like 100 bets from the area where he was born that he would be booked when West Ham will be playing someone
like his friend and his brother, his cousins or something.
Yeah. Most of those people are related to him, maybe friends or relatives. So then that's why there's this kind of suspicion that he was involved.
Yeah, they're really
harsh. The history of these sort of incidents, it's normally a player betting on other matches, and they've got really bad bans. Mm-hmm. So like we're talking Ivan Toney in England got what was it 6 months, Paul? We got or 9 months?
I think so. Yeah.
I think maybe 9 months. He was betting on Brentford to lose because he wasn't playing.
That's shocking. But what Paqueta's done is just, I think he's going to be in big trouble. He's getting himself booked on purpose, and there's no precedent for this.
There's another Brazilian player, isn't there? Someone in the French league.
Oh, is that right? Yeah.
No, there's two, and so I think people placed bets on a double. It was a double, like Paqueta to get booked, and this other Brazilian player.
Oh yeah. League. This guy is now playing for Botafogo. Luis, what's his name? Yeah, and funny thing is, Botafogo now has an owner, the same guy who owns Crystal Palace. It's American, and he's trying to create like a theory in which Palmeiras were the referees helped Palmeiras to win the Brazilian league last season, and then he's kind of a theory in which he said that AE analyzed the matches and the players and what happened, and now he said he can prove that Palmeiras have the refs have helped Palmeiras to win the league, but he didn't mention that his own players were really bad at the moment at the time when Palmeiras started to play well, and then Botafogo struggled, especially on that match in which Palmeiras won 4-3, and because they had an opportunity to score 4-1 with Tiquinho Soares on a penalty kick, and he missed. So, but he didn't mention that, and then it's like he's trying to create like the chaos with these theories and everything.
I don't think he realized Botafogo finished fourth. So if they prove Palmeiras was beneficial by the referees, Grêmio would be that if he wants to.
Yeah, he's the guy being linked with buying my team at the moment. There's like, as long as it's not Sechi 777 who bought Vasco, because they were linked with Everton as well, and that would be an absolute nightmare. But going back to Paqueta, my wife has a cousin out here, and he's a guy who talks and talks and talks. He talks football, and sometimes I think he doesn't know what he's talking about. But he said that his uncle or someone related to him, this is a bit of a long-winded story, but someone he knew was the lawyer of Paquetá. And months before Paquetá was linked with City, he told me at a meal that, Paquetá's going to City. So he's and I was like, oh, well, you don't know what you're talking about. But actually, that came through to be true. And he told me that Paquetá has a bunch of pressure from the people around him, his brothers and cousins, who are like really pushing him to make bad decisions. So it sounds a bit like that old classic case of, which is not so uncommon in Brazil, where you've kind of got people around these great players who are pushing them for money. It's a bit of an old story here, right?
Yeah.
So he's had pressure from family and people he knows to like earn them some money, and he said, "Okay, I'm going to get booked today. Put some money on this."
I can see him getting fined with like maybe 4 or 5 years without playing football.
Could be a big fine. Could be a big fine. Would that be from football all around the world or just the Premier League?
Yeah,
it'll probably be football. Yeah.
As long as he doesn't go back to Flamengo, that's the worst thing. If he goes back to Flamengo, Flamengo will be insoportable.
and talking about Flamengo, Rafael told about like young players in his team, and there's a new guy in Flamengo called Lohan. He's 17. He's a midfielder. He's like play number 10. He don't have the 10 in the back, but he plays like the classic number 10. He's very skilled. And now that Arrascaeta and De La Cruz are in the Uruguay, he's gonna be like the main player in the next couple games. So every time he was entering the match, he was playing really well. He's strong, he's fast, he's know how to dribble. Maybe in a couple weeks, people are talking about him more. But he's the guy to keep an eye on. Flamengo.
Luis Araujo, did you say? Luis?
No, Lohan.
Loha, okay.
Lohan.
How old is he? 17?
Young.
17. He's going to be 18 in I think, a couple weeks.
Nice. Okay.
The young player at Fluminense remains John Kennedy, but it's more whether he can keep his eye on the football and less off things off the pitch. Yeah, how about Grêmio? What's got any young players at Grêmio or Corinthians who are showing themselves?
Grêmio would be Gustavo Nunes or Gustavinho, as we call it here, and Nathan Fernandes. They're the two biggest, like the youngsters who are really good. No,
Pepe was at Grêmio, wasn't he? Pepe's doing well. Pepe is doing well for Porto now. I think he could get the move.
Grêmio is on the last few years are developing a lot of good wingers. Everton, Pepe. I forgot the name of. Some of them were good here, and they didn't perform well in Europe. Like Pedro Rocha, he came back to Brazil and didn't play well for Flamengo and Atlético Paranaense as well. But then he played really good for us. But Everton and Pepe, I think, are the biggest ones. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, men. Shall we finish for today? I appreciate you doing this. Enjoy your Brazilian. It's probably warmer than here. I'm taking my family to Anfield to watch Taylor Swift.
Oh. Or you could have met Klopp yesterday.
He was there, wasn't he?
He was there, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going. They're going. I'm dropping.
Okay.
Does anyone understand how Taylor Swift became so successful? Like,
no idea.
Yeah,
no idea.
A lot of cheesy music over the years, but you kind of understand the melody. But Taylor Swift, to me, it sounds like a teenager. It's so bad.
It's mental. It's mental, yeah.
So my mum bought the tickets, and people are paying like £1,000 for a ticket. And I'm saying to my mum, sell the tickets. Sell the tickets. My kids will be okay. Yeah.
You can pay me to watch that.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Well,
I thought I thought you'll be heading to Manchester to watch Liam.
My girlfriend's going. She said, "Paul, I've got tickets for Liam Gallagher this week. Do you want to go?" I said, "Yeah." And then a minute later, it was like, "Who's going to mind the kids?" So now she's saying, "You said no, you didn't want to go," so she's going with a friend.
Okay.
Sounds like the next podcast we should do it on rock music. What do you think?
Yeah.
Music, yeah. Okay, man. Thanks a lot. See you all soon. Great to see you. Take care. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.
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 See ya.